Imagine this. You're a single dad, late for the biggest job interview of your life. The one chance to finally give your daughter a better future. But on the way, you see a car crash, and someone's trapped inside. Do you walk past, or risk everything to save them? Malik Johnson made that choice. And hours later, the woman he saved revealed a secret that would change his life forever. Of all the days for my car to die, why today? Malik muttered, frustration bubbling in his voice as he slammed the hood shut. His old sedan had been on its last legs for months, but it picked this morning to give up completely. The morning of his big interview. The sun was barely up, and the neighborhood was quiet except for the distant hum of traffic. Malik's shirt was neatly ironed, his shoes polished, and his resume carefully folded inside a worn brown envelope. He'd stayed up half the night rehearsing his answers, determined to make a good impression. This interview wasn't just about a job. It was about survival. Malik had been raising his 8-year-old daughter, Zoe, alone since her mother passed away. Every dollar he earned went toward rent, groceries, and school supplies. They lived in a small apartment, and though Malik never complained, he knew Zoe deserved better, more than peanut butter sandwiches and secondhand clothes. This interview was his shot at turning things around. He glanced at his watch, 9:10 a.m. The bus stop was still a 10-minute walk away, and traffic downtown was brutal. If he missed the 9:15 bus, he'd never make it in time. He grabbed his bag, locked the apartment, and started jogging down the sidewalk. Halfway there, he heard the sharp sound of tires screeching and a loud crash. Instinctively, he turned toward the noise. A silver car had swerved off the road and slammed into a tree just ahead. Smoke was already curling from the hood. For a moment, Malik froze. His heart pounded. People were slowing down, taking out their phones, filming, but no one was stepping forward. He looked down at his watch again. 9:28. His mind screamed, "Keep going, Malik. You can't miss this." But then he heard it, a faint, panicked cry from inside the car. A woman's voice. Weak, desperate. Without thinking, he dropped his bag and ran. The smell of burning rubber hit him as he reached the door. The handle was jammed, and smoke filled the cabin. "Hey, can you hear me?" he shouted. The woman coughed, barely conscious. Malik didn't hesitate. He grabbed a rock, shattered the window, and reached in. He didn't know it yet, but that single decision, made in 10 seconds, would change his life forever. Malik's hands were shaking as he reached through the shattered window. The woman inside was slumped over, coughing violently, her eyes wide with fear. Smoke filled the car, curling around her like a living thing. He knew every second counted. "Stay with me. You're going to be okay," Malik shouted, trying to keep both of them calm. He gripped her arms and tugged, but the seatbelt wouldn't budge. Panic rose, but he forced himself to focus. With one strong pull, he finally freed her. The moment she stumbled out, Malik grabbed her under the shoulders, pulling her away from the car. Behind them, flames began licking the hood, turning the metal into a blazing furnace. The heat hit him in waves, and for a second, he felt the weight of the danger. But he didn't stop. The woman coughed again, gasping for air. "You saved me," she whispered, voice trembling. Malik managed a small, reassuring smile. "You do the same for someone else. Just take deep breaths." Minutes later, the wail of sirens filled the street. Firefighters and paramedics rushed in, taking over while police officers started asking Malik questions. He watched as she was carried to the ambulance, still weak but alive. Relief washed over him, mixed with the bitter taste of guilt. He glanced at his watch. 10:07 a.m. The interview was long gone. "Hey, I should probably get going," he said, dusting off his hands. The woman tried to speak, but all she could do was offer a shaky smile. Malik bent down and whispered, "I'm just glad you're okay. Take care of yourself." As he turned to leave, a small piece of paper fluttered from her purse and landed at his feet. Picking it up, he noticed his name written clearly, Malik Johnson. He didn't know it then, but this simple act of kindness would come back to him in ways he never imagined. By noon, Malik sat in his small, dimly lit apartment, staring at his laptop screen. The rejection email blinked back at him. "Thank you for your interest, but the position has been filled." He rubbed his eyes, a heavy feeling settling in his chest. The morning's chaos replayed in his mind. The smoke, the crash, the terrified look on the woman's face. He had done the right thing, but now he couldn't shake the sting of disappointment. This interview had been his one chance to finally breathe easier, to give Zoe a life with fewer struggles. Zoe, sensing her father's mood, walked in quietly holding a crayon drawing of a superhero rescuing a little girl. "Daddy, did you get the job?" she asked, her big eyes full of hope. Malik forced a smile, hiding the frustration and worry gnawing at him. "Not this time, baby. But Daddy's trying," he said softly, brushing a lock of her hair behind her ear. Later that evening, as he made a simple dinner of peanut butter sandwiches, Malik sat on the couch and stared at the ceiling. The bills on the counter reminded him of the harsh reality. Rent was due in 2 weeks, groceries were running low, and he had no backup plan. He wondered if doing the right thing, saving a stranger, had cost him the one opportunity that could change everything. Just as he was sinking into despair, his phone buzzed. It was an unknown number. Hesitant, he answered. "Mr. Johnson, this is the woman from the accident. I wanted to thank you again and ask if you could meet me tomorrow," a calm voice said. Malik blinked, unsure what to say. "Ma'am, I appreciate it, but you don't need to." "No, please. Just one meeting. I owe you more than you realize," she interrupted gently. Malik stared at the phone, a mixture of curiosity and cautious hope stirring inside him. Maybe, just maybe, his luck was about to change. The next morning, Malik stepped out of his car and stared up at the towering glass building in downtown. Vanguard Tech Incorporated. The gold letters gleamed in the morning sun. He hesitated at the entrance, adjusting his worn tie. He had no idea why the woman from the accident had asked to meet him here. A friendly receptionist smiled warmly. "Mr. Johnson? Right this way, please." Malik followed, heart pounding. The elevator ride seemed to stretch forever, each floor bringing a mix of nervousness and curiosity. When the doors opened, he was led to a sleek office. And there she was, the woman from the crash, standing tall in a perfectly tailored suit. Her presence was commanding yet calm. "Mr. Johnson," she said, extending her hand with a confident smile. "I never properly introduced myself. I'm Alicia Green, CEO of Vanguard Tech." Malik froze. You're the CEO?" he stammered. She nodded, her expression kind but serious. "Yes, and yesterday, you saved my life." Malik's mind raced. Just hours ago, he had been scrambling to get to an interview. Now he was standing in front of one of the most powerful women in the city. Alicia handed him a folder. Malik opened it slowly. Inside was an offer letter, not for the role he had originally applied for, but for a management position. "I reviewed your resume after learning about yesterday," Alicia explained. "Your skills are impressive, but your character? That's rare. You didn't just help me. You showed integrity, courage, and selflessness. That's what we value here." Malik struggled to find words, overwhelmed by disbelief and gratitude. I don't know what to say." "Just say yes," Alicia replied, smiling. "You earned this." In that moment, Malik realized something profound. Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't just help someone else. It can change your life forever. 2 weeks later, Malik walked into his new office, the polished desk gleaming in the morning sunlight. His nameplate, Malik Johnson, manager, sat proudly on the corner. He ran a hand over it, almost unable to believe this was real. Zoe, sitting on the office chair with her legs swinging, clutched a piece of candy Alicia had given her. "Daddy, does this mean we can get pizza tonight?" she asked, her voice full of excitement. Malik laughed, ruffling her hair. "Pizza, ice cream, and anything else you want." For Malik, it wasn't just about the job or the money. It was proof that integrity and courage mattered. Saving a stranger, even when it seemed inconvenient or risky, had led to something bigger than he could have imagined. Later, Alicia stopped by his office, observing him with a thoughtful smile. "How's the first day treating you?" she asked. Malik grinned. "Feels like a dream. I can't believe this is real." She nodded. "It's very real. Most people walk past when someone needs help, but you didn't. You acted without thinking about what you'd lose, and that tells me everything I need to know about your character." Malik paused, feeling a swell of gratitude. "You changed my life," he said quietly. Alicia's eyes softened. "No, Malik. You changed mine first," she replied. That evening, Malik drove home with Zoe asleep in the back seat, her small hand resting on his arm. The same road where he had stopped to save a stranger now felt symbolic. It was the path that had led him to his destiny. As he parked outside their apartment, Malik whispered to himself, "Sometimes doing the right thing costs you a chance, but it gives you a destiny. And that destiny is everything we've ever dreamed of." Malik carried that lesson with him forever, a reminder that courage, selflessness, and kindness can transform a life in ways no one expects. Life has a strange way of rewarding kindness. Malik lost a job interview that morning, but he gained something far greater, a future built on compassion, courage, and faith. Remember, the choices you make when no one's watching can shape your destiny in ways you never imagined. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories that remind us good people still exist.